Got that business chat going. So yeah, wow, like fuck that. Like smiling and laughing like that literally did not fucking happen. If you could have profited off 9/11, you definitely would have. Yeah. Yeah, it's like she acts like we forgot who you are. You sold stock because you knew the coronavirus was going to hit, and you didn't say nothing. So you're a U.S. Senate candidate. How do we keep letting these shitty ass people who will literally sell our country for absolutely nothing but like pennies, as long as they can make some bread off of it? There is no way you're going to have a high ground on. Hold on, got to talk to y'all from the jump. There is no way that you're going to have a whole like there's no way you're gonna have an entire uh, discography of tweets that you're going to throw out and statements that you're going to throw out and somehow still think you have the moral high ground above anyone else for any other reason. Like, what are you thinking about? What is going on in these people's heads? Like, this is true scum of the earth, absolute, reject socialism because it might help out the poor people that they want to keep suppressed as attitudes. And I cannot stand it. Because as much as we could talk about it from different points of view and try to analyze it in some form or fashion, like, okay, maybe she has a point that like she's like, no, you bet on people dying to make money, and you want to have moral high ground. Yeah, sit this one out, honey. Sit this one out, honey. Sit it out, because every time we're gonna end up talking about it, we're gonna give these diatribes about the economy and how we run things in a circular fashion down into the ground. Remember when oil prices were going down? And they were panicking about that, saying how are we going to get this oil sold out and everything. Part of the stock that drove the oil price down because they were monitoring how much of the export and imports were getting canceled due to travel restrictions had something to do with the fact that she offloaded about 120,000 shares and priced it around, like we heard, 1.3 to 3.1 million dollars. And all of a sudden now, you can't figure out how we got to that point. It's like you're being blind to what you think is the correct motion or the correct thing that you should be doing. But at the same time, like, who the fuck are you? Like how do you get to a point so high in our political climate that you're able to open your mouth and objectively deny reality of not only your actions, but the actions of everyone around you, and then still run for U.S. Senate? Like right then and there, nope, I don't want that person, but just like Mitch McConnell, somehow they still get in. Lindsey Graham, somehow they still get in. And people vote for them in overwhelming numbers. And I feel like maybe that's the way our ballots are set up. That's the way our political climate is set up, where everybody hides under Trump. And as long as they support the big white guy at the top, I'll vote down ballot. I don't care. Because I'll never let the Democrats have control of my city, even though you're like 50th in education and your city's your state is so poor that states like mine have to subsidize you just so you can get welfare. Like, get off. Bye, 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 bye. Ridiculous to me. Ridiculous. And they sit there for hours, days, years saying absolute dumb shit like this. Absolute dumb shit like this. And then they think we don't know. And then they think we don't know. So, like, what's the argument here? See, this is what I'm talking about when I was saying earlier, like, how I want to address these things. What can I say to this that makes me not want to, like, throw up? What can I say to this that makes me feel like I'm actually intelligently debating a point of view or a historical mention? 1780, 4 years after the Declaration of Independence is signed, we get all these warnings from our founding fathers that people like this will infiltrate because as long as money keeps talking in politics, I could throw you $1 million, if you throw me $3 million back, boom. And we get people like that. That's like open their mouths to say some wicked ass shit like that. And I don't even get it, man. Like, I don't get how you don't just lose your seat immediately. So, I'm going to, I got to reply. Hold on. Gotta. Absolutely, 100%. You stole sock. Sold stock and didn't tell anybody. Invite your friends, invite your people, let them know what's going on. I'm here, I'm live. I'm here and I am live. But yeah, you sold stock and didn't tell anybody. Sold stock and didn't tell anybody. And then it's our fault somehow that we can't outvote you. Like it's our fault that we can't take you someplace. Like I'm so lost when it comes to these people. I'm so dangerously lost when it comes to people like this. And it's pointless. It's so pointless when they talk because what are they saying? What are they what am I supposed to gain from that? Anyway, because I could dunk on this all day. I could dunk on this one tweet for 6 hours. I really could. Because it really goes into how much I hate the identity of politicians. Certain politicians. A lot of politicians. Republicans mostly. We know that you funneled millions of dollars to your new husband's consulting firm. Are you not aware of who Donald Trump is and his family? That's what I'm... Yo, it's crazy. You will straight up yell hypocrisy on anybody that doesn't believe in what you believe, while simultaneously supporting people who do the shit that you're angry about. If you took your attention for 5 seconds and just said, maybe if I just stay a little bit quiet, maybe if I just, attack both sides, maybe I'll get a greater understanding of where my position is. And to my supporters, they'll see that I'm not only about, anti-corruption on the other side, but I'm just completely anti-corruption. But when you're all day on this fucking... Yo, and we know that you're an unabashed anti-Semite, you should be expelled from Congress. Are you, self-aware? Or are these, robots that just say shit just to say it? That's a big question, man. You're just a robot that just says shit just to say it? Oh, my God. So, yeah, you sold stock and didn't tell anyone. Yo, how is Ilhan Omar anti-Semite? They like throwing that around because it's a trigger word, because a lot of Jews are Republicans, because of money. See, and it's I get it. I understand it from the House and the Senate, discourse. Being able to have actually interviewed and talked with, being able to have actually talked to and seen politicians in this manner. There's a game that you have to play, a lot of give and take. You can't just be outward and be like, well, you're clearly a corrupt individual, so I can't, talk to you in a certain way that makes me feel oh, this is happening and that's happening and maybe you shouldn't do that. But at the same time, go fuck yourself. Oh my God, Americans love doing this. White Republican Americans love doing that. Just throwing out those trigger words to see if it'll land or stick. And Trump's presidency just made it all the more apparent and common. And now that he's out, they're gonna go all unhashed because that's how we win elections. That's how we keep the base. If we could keep feeding that hate, I'm telling you, I promise you, 2024, you're gonna see Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, maybe Ben Shapiro, and maybe Charlie Kirk or one of Trump's family members run for president on this exact thing. They ousted us before by stealing the election. Don't let them do it again. And when Joe Biden, he probably won't win re-election just because of his age. I'm hoping that nothing happens with him, whatever. But you really don't want an 86-year-old man as the president. I'm promising you that right now. That's not how shit's gonna work. But at the same time, they're aiming this so hard, and they're making it obvious. They're making it obvious, and there's nothing we can do to stop it unless we literally keep combating them. And that's why you got to be thankful that we have a House and Congress women like that. It's just weird that the Democratic Party as a whole just wants to sit there and hope, believe in democracy. Bitch, you are the rule makers. Punch back. Oh my God, they sit there. But he's hurting our feelings. Yo, so let's put this in terms most people would understand. So in WWE terms, Donald Trump is or Republicans in general that act like this are quite literally the push that people get that the fans hate. So you grow to hate them so much that when they finally turn to the thing that you want them to, you start cheering for them. they're trying to go heavy-handed on that. They're trying to go so far. They're trying to go so heavy on this, and I promise you, it's called a redemption story. If you degrade your base long enough that they feel like they either have you or no other option, you just keep digging into them. You don't stop, and I don't get why people think they're gonna stop. This is just the beginning, and I promise you, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And that's why it's like really impressionate that we like shut off all means of communication towards fucking like pushing Trump's rhetoric about there being election fraud. There's no election fraud. That's the answer. I don't understand how we don't have that as a general consensus. From an empirical standpoint, I've always argued this about Americans, about humanity in general. Like, we talk about space travel and going to other planets, but we can't even solve the issues of basic skin color and unabashed, like, racist rhetoric towards anyone else. Like, we haven't gotten on the same page about religion, about the right to life. We haven't gotten on the same page about medicine, science. We still don't act like a homogenous culture. Understandably, you're going to have, regions. We're going to have, oh God, chicken Purdue is trending. I don't know why. We're going to have conversations about race, religion, creed, gender, blah, blah, blah. But if we can't get onto an understanding that, like, all of it is accepted and just a way that, like, society just has its uniqueness, there's no way we're going to solve, like, people like this. And again, I'm not suggesting eugenics, but at some point, like, yo, oh God, I can already hear myself getting banned for that. But, like, I'm not suggesting kill them all off, because I'm not. Because everybody has the right to an opinion in the world of marketplace of ideas. But when you're believing based on, like, what? What? Based on what? What's happening here? What's the theory that you're working off of that makes me want to believe you in any way, shape, or form? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way, homie. There's no way. So we're going to go all the way back down to the beginning. How did this start? Oh, funny thing. So I always said I was going to do like a bot lurking stream where I just go down like my Facebook and my Twitter and just show you how many bots there are. First one. Christian, pro-life activist, Republican, Christian teacher, family life educator, parent practitioner, custody evaluator, divorce coach, relationship facilitator. A lot of fucking words to say nothing. Check out Sorrel. Yeah. Is it hard? Is it hard? Is it really, like, difficult at all for us to, like, agree as some form of fashion that these people are just evil? Like, where does it turn? Where does it turn where we're just all like, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. What's going on here? What is this? Like, what is this? Hey, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's grifting, bro. Hard level grifting. Ridiculous level grifting. All right. Oh, God. We're still listening to Don Jr. in 2020?